Okay, so you get to high school, your brother already in the studio recording, you hanging around older guys, you 15, maybe 16, around that time, hanging around guys that's already in the studio, in the streets, doing stuff like that. So what kind of things would you do when you would just sit there and watch them? Like, what would you do? What was the first thing you learned by watching them?
Watching them, the first thing you have to learn is GarageBand. You gotta learn what you're working with or what computer they had at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it wasn't GarageBand, it was FL, and all those other on the Windows, right?
Mm-hmm. FL Studio, shit like that, Fruity Loops.
Yeah, so I really never got into like Fruity Loops or none of that. Like FL, I would use it, but it's more GarageBand. My niggas had Macs all the time, so it's GarageBand. Like I got used to using GarageBand real quick off a MacBook.
Mm-hmm.
So after a minute, you know, you have to learn your project. Once you learn your project, you learn your equipment, make sure how to record. So when your niggas ain't around, you can record without them and shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's little steps you learn by looking at what they got, and you know, how they work and shit. So how they move their computers and stuff, like you see all that. And I saw the way they would work on the computers to using the equipment. And you know, you just pick up, it's like step by step. Now you writing on your phone, listening to beats. And I didn't know how, I was barely rolling at the time, blunt. So shit, I'll just be in the studio just trying to roll blunt and looking at what they do, how they move, get their vibe, and
so
from there.
So like they accepted you like wholeheartedly, like, you know what I'm saying, like not like no, go on, nigga, you ain't ready for this shit yet, like, but they accepted you wholeheartedly, like.
I would say
was it like an embracement?
Yeah, like they wanted me to hop in, and like how I would come in with like, well, if I'm gonna hop in, I don't want to just come in rapping on some rapper beats, right? I want some hard beats. Like if I come in, I want the 808s, the thump. I want to have a good melody. I'm not the type of have a chorus, so like we just spit bars, or it's like 1 bar, 2 bars, like, you know what I'm saying, like. Yeah, they would embrace me, and at first I would be like, nah, like it ain't for me, right? But
that's why that was my next question. Was you like what was it like to first get in there when they embraced you? Like, was you ready? Like, was it a sense of nervousness? Like, how did you go through that? What was that? I
was hesitant at first, cause like I don't know, cause everyone's telling you like, yeah, everyone wants to be a rapper nowadays. So like everyone's always telling you like, get in the studio, like hop in. And at first I was like, if I hop in, it's gonna have to be some thumping shit. But then after a minute, I was like, nah. Then I'll be like, nah. And after a while, bro, I just was like, you know what? I wrote some bars, I got a beat, and the beat was hard. It would sound hard on the speakers, because before I would even get in the studio and record, I like to listen to it on the speakers. So if
that's how you would write?
Yeah, on the speakers or with loud headphones, beats and shit. I love those loud headphones, because when bass thumps, it thumps, bro. You hear that.
Yeah.
And I ended up like getting a beat, ended up writing, and yeah, eventually I was just like, you know what, I got it. I was like, if you want me to hop in, put this on. We put it on the track, put it on the speakers, and then boom, I got in, started recording.
Okay, so let me ask you this here. What was the first thing that you put on tape, your voice on tape, you recorded? Was it a feature, or was it something that you did a solo, just you?
It was actually a feature. That's a good question. I was really asking. It's a good, that's some good shit right there. But yeah, it was a feature. Like I said, my brother already had SoundCloud. He already, at the time, what was it? It was like Bandcamp too. So if you had SoundCloud, it was Bandcamp at the time.
Yeah.
So they already had all that set up. So I was like, fuck it. So he dropped the tape, and I was like on these 2 songs, I would say. And from those 2 songs, I eventually just dropped my shit. Eventually made my SoundCloud, and it just branched off from there.
Okay, so let me back up real quick. So when you first recorded the song, and then, you know, it went through the process of being recorded, and then they mixed it, the light mix, and if it went to mastering, whatever the process was, what was it like when you heard the final product and you hear yourself?
I ain't gonna lie, you'll record hella and not even drop it at first. Like, you're be so hesitant, because like I said, I never dropped anything before, but those features. And so I would say I recorded at least 2 mixtapes before I even dropped the mixtape, because I was just hesitant, like
straight features. Yeah, that's what's up.
I didn't want to like go like, I don't know, I didn't know what approach to take it at, because I was new at everything, so I didn't know what approach to take it. And at time, you know, I just eventually started writing more, got more people to fuck with me, more features, bro. Everything started dropping and shit. Like I said, it was like levels to it, to be honest.